So the item in our possession is a Keyblade, huh? I wonder what that's all about. Anyway, gamers, what's going on? It's Double RPG here, and welcome to another episode of Double RPG's Let's Play with Kingdom Hearts on the PlayStation 2. In today's episode, we are going to do some fighting around here, and then we will fight against a boss before we have to exit this world before it's totally destroyed. And then we will get on to getting started with a new world that we'll end up in. But anyway, let's get on with this episode that's already in progress. And as you can tell, we are fighting against the shadows that are, that are the pure blood heartless that we've been fighting against in the beginning. So yeah, we are going to be spending a good amount of time fighting against these guys, and I would recommend that you go around this first area to fight against these guys as much as you can before we go to the place where we have to find Kairi, because you'll actually gain about a level or two, so that way you can grind a little bit and to make yourself stronger before we fight against the boss that we're about to, go up against. So yeah, I would take this time to go ahead and just do that stuff, and you will get some HP balls for, defeating the enemies, and I know that they each give at least one experience point, but hey, since we're still in the low number of levels, this might be a good chance to do a little bit of grinding right now. So, how's everybody doing today? Hope you all been doing fine, and I've been kind of a little bit agitated yesterday. I just found out that my second episode of the Tales of Symphonia LP got a message from YouTube saying that it possibly has detected some copyrighted material because IGN thinks that they actually own the audio-visual content based on some of the I think it's more based on some of the dialogue that takes place during the game, because they possibly have used one of those scenes, in that episode as a means to, showcase, something special. But let's face it, they don't actually own the game. They don't actually own the footage to the game. Everybody has, everybody is entitled to the Fair Rights Act. So I hope that was something that was a misinterpretation on their part, because I want to get that back up as public, and I'm not, trying to abuse it as, saying that it's my stuff, but I think it was a misinterpretation on their part, because anybody could capture that and they could do footage, try to do something that's within the Fair Rights Act or the Fair Use Act. But the thing is that, this is kind of the same thing that I had with my Super Castlevania 4 live commentary LP that I done about 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's just, when I did it, I was, I've been wanting to do it to entertain you guys, but the thing is that Konami made the claim saying that the visual content belongs to them, and it's like, okay, if it belongs to you, then how in the world can anybody, do a live commentary without it, affecting anything? They're not trying to sell the game or whatever. They're trying to, show the game off to, with commentary, so that way they can do something fun. I mean, my God, are some people that just, are some people that seriously dumbfounded in thinking that stuff is theirs? Well, of course, some of their stuff is theirs, unless if it's from a company, but still, on IGN's case, they don't own the footage of Tales of Symphonia or the audio-visual content. That's something that Namco Bandai owns, and they have to give their, and they haven't even done anything to try to prevent, the footage, from giving copyrighted info of the footage, because it's not, it's theirs, but it's not IGN's. I don't know why IGN would be the one to, slap that information on that video, because like I said, it doesn't belong to them. That's Namco's part, not IGN's. So yeah, I did make a dispute, and hopefully that will get resolved, and so that way the video can maintain to have, public viewing instead of, being one that has content ID match, because I really don't like, I don't really like it when companies, when people say that stuff is theirs, which it isn't, make that kind of claim. And I know IGN's a YouTube partner, but still, they don't own the footage. And there isn't even a watermark for IGN in the corner, so I don't know what they're complaining about. And I know some companies use watermarks at the corners of their videos to show that the content that they created is theirs, but still, you don't see a watermark of the game on, you know, on the bottom corner of the screen or whatever. But still, I mean, that really got me irritated a bit, because, you know, if, you know, people are gonna lie to themselves saying that the content is theirs, the audiovisual content, it's not. The audiovisual content, that belongs to Namco Bandai. And you don't see them, you know, making copyright claims on YouTube, because they're allowing people, you know, to do Let's Plays, to do stuff in the Fair Use Act. I mean, it's like with a lot of the other companies who do that kind of stuff. But of course, there are some things where, you know, the footage will get blocked in other countries, you know, specifically like the intro and the ending sequence of Dissidia Duodecim and Final Fantasy. But yeah, it's just, ugh. But anyway, enough of my gabbing about the whole subject. But yes, it's just, hopefully they notice that it's a misinterpretation on their part, and that they will just leave it alone as it is. So, yeah, I went ahead and I talked about that too much, but here we have, we're still, you know, fighting against the shadows, and they appear in all sorts of places within this part of the, within this area of the world that we're at. And I think there's some that are over here too. Yep. So we might as well go ahead and destroy those. But yeah, you know, going all around this place and, you know, just completely obliterating the shadows, it's a good way for you to grind at least 2 or 3 levels before you progress on. And it's always important to grind levels, so that way you can, you won't have that much problem when you're fighting against the later bosses. Like Sephiroth, for instance. Well, granted, Sephiroth is not really that difficult when compared to his Kingdom Hearts 2 counterpart, because he's way, way more critical in Kingdom Hearts 2 than he is in the first game. But yeah, but some of those harder bosses, like, you know, going through the last 10 battles in the Hades Paradox Cup in that game, it's just mind-numbing. Oh, cool, we got another level. Very good. So we should be at level 6 or level 7 for Sora. Probably level 7. We got a hit point increase. And good thing, too, because I don't think we even had any hit point increases, you know, based on the levels that we gained as of yet. So I think this was a good spot to, you know, increase our hit point gauge a bit. Okay, very good. Nice. Alrighty, so we should be done with this area now, so we can go ahead and we can head back over to that section over there where... You know what? Can some of the enemies appear in water? Let me just check on this real quick. No, they do not appear in the water. And we need to head over to that door over there, not the one that we're approaching inside the seaside shack. But, you know what? I just had to, you know, make sure I healed myself so that way we can be fully prepared. But once we come back out here, the shadows will respawn. But we're not going to waste our time, you know, fighting them again. We're just going to go ahead and head over to the door. So let's go ahead and head over there, and we should be able to find Kairi inside the place. Okay, so let's just take care of these last ones, and then we'll go inside. Okay. Oh, and of course these little cheeky fellows are going to give us some trouble too. But anyway, let's go inside the secret place. And once we head further inside the secret place, then we should be able to find Kairi. So let's go check and see.
Kairi! Sora...
here we have the second main Heartless boss in the game. It's a rematch against Darkseid, and as you can tell, his hit point gauge and his attacks and defense and his experience amount has gained a little bit. Yes, since we are, progressed through this game a little bit, the status on the bosses can increase a bit more. So yeah, that's why you saw on the stats that I showed you about the boss, about the hit points and the and the attack and the defense status that it has, that it fully increased. And this boss is pretty easy if you're at this level, if you're within this level at this point in the game. And there we go. We finally defeated Darkseid once more. Like I said, easy as cake.
Oh? Oh? Look! A star's going out!
Come on, let's hurry!
Hey, maybe we ought to go find Leon. Oh, Donald, I bet you that,
What do you know, you big Toyota?
What do I know? Come on, Pluto!
What a dream. Ah! This isn't a dream. Oh, where am I? Oh, boy. Do you know where we are? Hey!
Destiny Islands is destroyed, and we're inside this new world called Traverse Town. And Sora's kind of amazed about where he is right now, as he is not even dreaming. He's in another world, as he says. So, yes, folks, we're inside Traverse Town finally. And we get some classic music playing in the background there. And we can talk to the locals here and see if, where exactly we are. But they won't try to be a bit helpful to, give us support, seems like. But there's also a Moogle here. Aw, cute Moogle. So happy Moogle. Oh, wait a minute. He wouldn't be happy because his own world was destroyed. Wait a minute. Which world do Moogles come from? I know they're from the Final Fantasy universe, but I know there's many universes in the Final Fantasy franchise, but which one do they actually originate from? It's kind of hard to say. Now, if we can go inside the accessory shop, there's a familiar face at the counter. Yep, you guessed it, folks. It's Sid Highwind from Final Fantasy VII, and he is another one of the Final Fantasy characters that appears in this game. But he has a bit more of a prominent role than Selphie, Tidus, and Waka back in Destiny Islands. So here we are going to tell him about what happened to our island, and asking him where we are, but he is giving us a bit inside that this place is not the island he is from, but he said he'll watch out for us when we try to find Riku and Kairi. Hopefully we can find them in this town, but something tells me they're not going to be there. Well, Anyway, so yes, we got a new world that we need to explore, but that will be the turning point where adventure is going to begin for us. Well, it did begin for us when we entered this town already, but you know what I'm talking about. It's where further expeditions are going to take place. So, since we have made it to Traverse Town after Destiny Islands was destroyed, or Destiny Islands were destroyed, or the world was destroyed, I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to end off this episode right here. So, next time on Double RPG's Let's Play with Kingdom Hearts on the PlayStation 2, we are going to explore Traverse Town a bit and see if we can try to find anything new. But we'll probably end up having to face Heartless again, but there will be a turning point where things are about to change. Anyway, gamers, if you have not done so already, be sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter with the links in the description. And if you like what you saw, then be sure to rate this video, subscribe to my channel, and leave comments below to let me know what you guys thought of the episode. Anyway, gamers, take care of yourselves, and I shall see you next time. See you guys then.